Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to a video that I had wanted to do for a while. I believe I saw either Karen Harris, Britt Clark. There are a couple of different people that I saw do this. I believe Abby Williamson did it, so I will leave their correlating videos down below. But today, we're gonna get a little bit introspective. We're gonna get a little roasty. Not at anyone else, because I have no one else to blame but myself. Today, I'm going to be roasting my previous makeup purchases. Now, this came about because I'd seen those videos and I thought it was like a fun, just kind of, it's always good. You need to understand that to a certain degree, it's just makeup. We're all human. We make mistakes. We buy stupid shizz. And as we grow and we progress, our attitudes and our opinions change. And you look back and you're like, wow, what was I on to make me think that this purchase was a good idea in any sort of way? Obviously, this sort of thing is horrendously subjective. These are my thoughts, my opinions. You love this shiz, that is fantastic. You keep doing you, boo-boo. But this is just me sort of looking back on makeup purchases past, and we're gonna talk about why they were probably dumb ideas in the first place. I mean, some of them, it's like, well, I shouldn't have bought this because it was a cream and I don't really like creams. And others are like, yeah, I shouldn't have bought this because it's like so ugly, just ugly. And we're gonna start on one of those. I don't know if my talking about the ugliest palettes released ever has come out with, but spoiler alert, the palette that kind of started that whole train going was the Too Faced White Chocolate Bar palette, which I said in my video, if Soraya of today could time travel and go back in time and beat the shiz out of Soraya, then I would. I'd be like, go on in, go ham, show her what's what. Cause that palette, I mean, if this thing had been released today, could you imagine the time I would have anti-hauling this shiz? I would tear this palette a new one and then one. It is pasty. It is ugly. It is sickly. I mean, sickly without being all sorts of glamorous. 'Cause I can get down with a kind of sickly, grungy, jaundiced eyeshadow palette, whatever. But that's not the vibe that this was going for. Clearly. Too Faced was like, all right, we need to extend, well, we don't need to, but because we literally have nothing else better to do, we need to extend the chocolate bar family. White chocolate is a thing. Don't get me wrong, white chocolate is your girl's favorite kind of chocolate. They're like, all right, white chocolate is white. What can we do to make this kind of somewhat viable? And they were like, let's put in a mint. Let's put in a purple. Let's put in a black with glitter in it. And we will call this shiz the White Chocolate Bar palette. It was made for holiday. It was limited edition. I vividly remember Snapchatting in my bathroom and I held it up and I was like, y'all want to see a review of the White Chocolate Bar palette? And then the next snap was me putting it in the trash because that palette, I mean, what was I thinking? That palette showcases the peak of me needlessly buying makeup for the sake of buying it because of brand loyalty, because, oh, it's part of the chocolate bar family, or, oh, I can get a review out of it, or whatever. Peak. That's right of today. We are much more woke. We are much more self-aware. And I mean, I only have myself to blame on that. That really is, I deserve to get roasted for purchasing that palette because it's probably one of the ugliest palettes ever released. I mean, there is a lot of Too Faced on here because Too Faced is very good at taking crappy makeup and packaging it up with a really pretty attractive bow. And I like really pretty attractive bows. And so I purchased the Clover Puppy Love Highlighter. It sits in a bin in my drawers, which other oversized highlighters that give me a headache because I absolutely despise storing them. I don't use it. It sits there because I paid my money for it. It's an okay highlighter. It's big, it's clunky, it's cute, but that's about the extent of what this highlighter brings to my collection. Too Faced has one of the most inconsistent, I think they're one of the most inconsistent brands, period. But when it comes to highlighter, this brand has no idea what they're doing, you know? They'll release those highlighters in the Natural Love or the Natural Flush Face Palette. Bomb diggity, some of the best highlighters ever. The Diamond Fire one is really good, and then they're just like, we don't know with everything else. And I'm roasting myself because I'm pretty sure I anti-hauled the Glover Puppy Love something highlighter because I was like, no, it's gonna be stupid. They're marketing it on the puppy thing, and then I bought that shiz anyway because I'm stupid. Like, why would you do that? You went against every single thing that you had said, and sometimes going against your anti-haul ends okay. You get a happy accident. You're like, wow, this is amazing after all. And then you get ones like the Too Faced Puppy Highlighter, where it's just kind of a faint, not exactly the most flattering, not the best formula golden highlight that I'm sure positive, not even 90, 100%, 110% sure that I have from so many other formulas that I love. Typical champagne-y gold highlighters. It is not a portion of the market or a portion of my collection that is lacking, you know? And so you have that, and then you have like, if you buy another thing that I bought that I need to roast myself of, another thing I anti-hauled and then bought because I can get a review out of it. I can make it work. I love this brand. I want to buy everything and have everything they make. The Melt Cosmetics Millennial Pinks palette, which I like me some pink. I'm learning to like me some black, and this palette kind of meets in the middle. You know, while the color story may be kind of, okay, all right, a rosy smoky eye, okay, all right. We haven't exactly seen these colors smashed together and put in a palette with a mirror before, so all right, I guess that's innovation. But the problem is that the formulas of the matte as well as these shimmers, the Melt Cosmetics has a shimmer formula when they do it right. They have a shimmer formula to end all shimmer formulas. God tier level shimmer formulas. This was like, not demigod, definitely proletariat level shimmers. Had that silver that you're like, oh boy. And then you swatch it, and you try to get it on your brush, and it literally becomes like 5 little specks of glitter. The mattes were pigmented, sort of. Pigmented in the sense if you dip your brush in, half of the pan falls out in the fallout, so you're like, all right, I got a shade on there, it's got to do something, but, not really. Didn't want to blend, I just should have. It's when you go against your gut. Anti-hauled that. I knew I wasn't going to use it. I knew it was all like whatever. I didn't know about the quality, but I think I bought it after it had a bunch of reviews on Sephora where it's sitting at like 3 stars. Why? Why are you like this? So that was just a whole lot of why are you so stupid? Why are you like this? You just want to take yourself into the corner and be like, think about what you did so you don't do it again. Okay, we're gonna go back in time a little bit to Soraya, unenlightened Soraya, that was still consistently, for those of you who've been with me from the beginning to now, y'all, you be seeing this transformation in real time. But one thing Soraya liked to do was to take products that she absolutely had no need for, or makeup is not a necessity. Just absolutely no whatever for, no reason, no whatever to have this, and come up with a reason why she should buy it. I think this was Christmas like 3 years ago. And I was like, you guys, you know what I'm gonna buy? You know what's on sale? You know what I'm gonna get like an extra $25 off? Y'all know that big, glorious, fantabulous KVD lip liner vault. out. I told y'all, I'm so excited. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna be all kinds of alternative and editorial, and I'm gonna do different colored freckles. I'm gonna line the shizz out of my lips. I mean, basically none of that has happened. Some of it. I use the black occasionally. I've used a couple of the neutral shades, you know, but nowhere near have I got the use I said I was gonna get for paying, oh my goodness, so much money for that thing. It was like on sale, but it was still pricey. I mean, if it had been her lipstick one, which was, I mean, that one was gone. You know, I probably wouldn't be upset with myself because I use liquid lipstick like every day. And I don't necessarily always use, you know, normal colors. But I mean, it's lip liner vault. I don't line my lips. If I want to use freckles, I've got liquid lipsticks. Those are my multi-use whatever mediums. For my brows, use them for freckles, use them for my lips. You can use safe ones for eyeliner. You know, did I really need to drop the money on this friggin' KVD vault of lip liners? And lip liners that didn't even have the best of reviews. I can't tell you how many times I'm lining my lips and I'm going along and then a chunk falls off and goes down the drain. I'm like, well, that was $3 I just lost. In hindsight, it was a really stupid, impulsive purchase and I shouldn't have done it. I believe those kind of vaults things are kind of just, they're not my thing. They just really aren't. Just take the money, go buy one or two that you'd really, really love to have. Don't buy these vaults. They're stupid. They sit around, they go on and off of sale. I should have seen the writing, the lip liner on the wall and just not bought it at all. I just shouldn't have. Okay, here is a beautiful case of not only shouldn't I have bought it, I like shouldn't have bought it just because it was on sale. Y'all would have remembered when Too Faced did their Life's a Festival collection. I anti-hauled everything. Didn't like the eyeshadow palette, wasn't gonna buy the bronzer with the little shimmery unicorn in it, wasn't gonna buy the highlighters, and then it went on sale. I think it went on sale or I found it at Marshall's. I can't quite remember. It was not full price when I bought this shizz. I bought the powder highlighter, which I actually like and enjoy. It's not a highlighter formula for everyone. It's got shizz glitter in it. And then I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy the Unicorn Elixir liquid highlighting drops. I don't know what part of me thought this was a good idea. You know, for the most part, I do not use a lot of cream or liquid products. I got my Becca, I got my Collab, I got my Makeup Revolution, and that's about it. But I was thinking, I like the Unicorn Tears whateverness here and blah. So I got this thing, and I kid you not when I tell you that this thing is literally glitter suspended in some kind of liquid that's definitely more akin to water than it is anything else. Do not apply this to your face for a dewy, ethereal glow because all it will do is remove your makeup. Do not apply this to your foundation because all it will do is water the shiz out of your foundation without giving it any sort of highlighting or dewy or glowy effects. All it's gonna do is break down your foundation, make it harder to apply, and give you a couple speckles of glitter, which you then, when you take off your makeup, you realize that the reason you didn't see the shimmer or the glitter or the illumination in your foundation is because it had all adhered to your skin underneath it. I mean, this is, again, if I could go back in time and just myself, I would. We would have very strong words. Too Faced product, it's all kinds of unicorn and whatever, and I don't understand. It's just awful. It's water with glitter in it. It's not even like an oil. Which also, who's putting a glittery oil on their face and not expecting that to break down? I mean, I guess you could buy it and then be like, oh, well, I'm gonna slather it all over my clavicle and my shoulders and my thighs when I go to the beach. Well, ain't nobody going to the beach now. No, 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 no. It is in my pile of stuff to be decluttered because I hate it and I shouldn't have bought it. And something that's a little bit less offensive. It's kind of just like, yeah, you shouldn't have bought it because you're stupid and you have collectorism issues and you like all the little things and you like to have them all together. Wet n Wild highlighters, they're inexpensive, you know, it's kind of like Pokemon, you know, once you pop, you just don't stop. You gotta catch them all in some situation or another. And I was very much into the, well, if they came out with one of their Mega Glow highlighters, I gotta buy that shiz, whether it's like, you know, the deepest bronze or, you know, green. I was gonna buy it because I wanted it, because I wanted to be the person who had all the Wet n Wild highlighters. Kind of a strange thing to want to aspire to, really. But specifically when they came out with the Royal Calyx, which was supposed to be the permanent version of that like lilac to reality highlighter they did. Like they released the Precious Petals and the Crown of My Canopy, and then they did the Sweetest Bling and that other one. Royal Calyx is supposed to be the permanent version of that purple one, and let me tell you, it ain't it. A lot more purple back pigment, a lot less sheen, not as smooth, not as nice, just ugh. And then they had that palette that they then took this silver, just silver shade, Diamond Lily, and they released that. And I was like, well, I need a stark silver highlighter. Like, I understand, obviously it's for editorial, obviously it's for the gram, obviously, unless you want to whatever and you wear that, obviously I don't ascribe to being normal, but obviously this is a highlighter that is not meant to blend into your skin, that is not meant to look dewy, glowy, and ethereal. It's meant to look like, look! I'm the Tin Man! Which if that's for aesthetic, you Tin Man that shiz up. But for me and my complexion, getting a stark silver highlighter with glitter in it is just nowadays, I'd be like, I'd buy it. And it would sit there and I'd swatch it and be like, oh, look how pretty it is. Maybe I can use it as an eyeshadow. And I'm not gonna use it. And yeah, it was only $5, but I decluttered that one and the purple one. That's $10. That's food for my cat. That's food for me. That's $10 that could have been spent on something less impulsive and stupid. And we know better now not to buy crazy colored highlighters that don't actually work for us just because, for the sake that they're crazy colored highlighters. We ain't doing it no more. Okay, this next one is definitely preference based, and it's more, you know, a lot of this self-reflection is knowing myself better, realizing, you know, certain things that make me excited and being like, let's step back. Let's get over the hype and decide if this is actually something that you are gonna benefit from. The world exploded when Juvia's Place decided we are releasing a foundation with 12,000 shades. I mean, I'm here for that inclusivity, my goodness me. And they were gonna go from the deep, darkest, most delicious melanin to the pastiest pasty vampire. So yeah, I was down. But you know, before buying this, they let you know what kind of finish it is. And what kind of finish was it, boys and gals? Theys and thems was a matte finish. And we're not talking like soft, natural matte finish. We're talking like spackle matte finish. We're talking like painting. We're talking about like doing whole renovations up here. Matte finish. Matter than the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. Matter than the Kat Von D Longwear Whateverness Foundation. This shiz was drier than anything I had ever applied on my face. I had it on for like this much, took it off, and my face was like, I need water. You have betrayed me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it was awful, dry, cracky, nasty. Maybe if you have lasered baby butt, texture free, beyond oily skin, this would work for you. You know, suck up the oils because it sucked up everything out of my face. It created dryness that I didn't know I had. Obviously, I should have thought more about this. I should have been like, Soraya, what kind of skin do you have? Oh, why I have dry skin, thank you. Should you be buying a matte foundation? Well, maybe like a natural demi-matte, but definitely not a full-on, you know, cover everything, full coverage matte foundation, because I like a dewy, softer, more natural complexion foundation. But hey, we gave into the hype. I wanted to review it and I bought that shizz anyway. And out of the 4 shades that I bought online, I never found my perfect shade because I was an impatient and I didn't want to go to the store. I wanted to buy it online because I wanted it now. Because I have so many issues with buying makeup that I shouldn't have. This was just a definite case of no, should have just left it there. Should have just left it for the people that like matte foundations. So yeah, and I should have waited on reviews because anytime your girl tries a new foundation now, I'll read so many reviews. I'm like, all right, what skin type do you have? What skin type do you have? What is your star sign? What is the moon cycle right now when you use this foundation? Because I ain't spending over $20 on a foundation for me to get it and it not to enhance the natural beauty of my pasty complexion. I'm simply smarter now and I know what works for my face and what does not work for my face. And that foundation definitely did not work for my face, and yeah, no, just no. We are so much better about buying foundations. I mean, I use like the same 3 to 4, and occasionally we venture out of that because there's nothing I hate more. If my base makeup, it doesn't matter if I have created the most amazing, most intricate cut crease on my eye that I've ever done, my base face makeup looks like crap. The whole makeup it's just trash, the whole thing. Okay, this next one is definitely a very, very roasty thing for a couple different reasons, you know. Your girl, in the past, I'll be the first to admit it, I've used the whole, I'm a YouTuber, I can get a review out of it, you know, for buying things that I didn't need to buy. You know, one of which being the Jeffree Star and Morphe. Honestly, 1 and 2. One was brushes and shizz, and the second one was a palette. Y'all know your girl is not a fan of Morphe. There's like one product by Morphe, which admittedly was from the Jeffree Star collab, that setting spray. Holy grail. But, you know, the palette came out. It was kind of like, okay, already pinky, whatever, with a really crappy glitter and a green in it. It's like, all right, girl, at that time you had the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar, which, you know, is red. It don't got a green in it, but you definitely got enough green to come up with something there. You don't like pressed glitters, and of all the pressed glitters I've ever tried in my life, this was one of the worst. It was chunky. It was thick. It would blind you. I mean, that glitter was a lawsuit waiting to happen. I'm surprised one hasn't happened yet because it was absolutely abysmal. But I bought it because it had pretty pink packaging and it was Morphe and Jeffree and everything he touches turns to gold and I get good views out of the reviews and everything like that. I mean, there are all kinds of crazy subliminal brainwashing whatevers that went into me wanting to buy that palette. I even asked y'all, should I buy it? And so many of y'all were like, no. Although I admit some people were like, you're stupid, you don't like Morphe, you said you're not gonna buy from Morphe anymore, why are you gonna buy this? Because I'm weak. Okay, I will admit it. But honestly, for all of y'all that told me not to get it, y'all were right. It is in a better home with my best friend Morgan. She's having the time of her life using that stuff to paint with. But it was just, I mean, honestly, even if it wasn't Morphe, it was any other company, it's just, it was lackluster, you know? The blend was okay, the pigmentation was okay. Morphe does not have my end-all be-all formula. I don't think they have a end all be all formula in my personal opinion. Like the shadows are kind of like, well, if you got them, they can get the job done, but they don't have any formulas that are really superior in any sort of way. So I literally dropped my money on this because it was pink and it was kind of pretty and it had a pop of green and it was Jeffree Star. It was so many, like, roasting myself. Like, you used, there was a good example of using the whole, well, I can get a review out of it excuse. I'm buying it to review it. It's like, no, buying to review is good if you actually want the product, if you weren't gonna review it. Don't just use reviews as a way to buy things that you wouldn't actually purchase. You know, just purchase what you want to buy for yourself and review them. You know, you don't have to. Ugh. Like I said, I'd have all kinds of words with myself back then. I'd be like, why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why do I have to deal with the insanity that is your reasoning behind why you make these stupid purchases? Like, I would talk to myself the same way I talk to my cat when he starts eating plastic. I'm like, I've told you 100 times, that's not good for you. It's not gonna make you feel good. We ain't gonna be going to the doctor, dealing with no foreign body up in here. You know, and I need to talk to myself, you know, don't buy it just because you wanna buy it so you can review it, because it's an excuse for you to buy something that you don't actually want or need. We have come so far from that, and I am very proud of the person I am starting to be now when it comes to makeup consumerism and knowing what I actually want from a product. I'm actually gonna stop it there. I could do this all day, every day. So let me know if you would like to see more roasting my previous purchases. With the amount of turnout that I've had in the past years, we're a lot better about it now, but the amount of turnout I had, I could do this forever. So definitely let me know if you'd like to see a continuation of this, of roasting myself. Also, let me know about these products down below if you absolutely love them. Like I said, this shiz is subjective. And some of these things, it ain't because they're crappy, it's because I just, you know, there was a dumb idea to buy them. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!